This man has run 155 miles through the Sahara Desert, 100 miles in 24 hours without training. He completed 4,030 pull-ups in 24 hours and survived 3 Navy SEAL Hell Weeks in a single year. He is one of the most extreme examples of discipline and hard work ever recorded. So today, we're going to break down his method and see whether it actually aligns with science so that by the end of this video, you can build near limitless discipline. Let's begin. David Goggins did not have an easy childhood. At one point, he weighed over 300 pounds, working as an exterminator until one day he looked at himself in the mirror and decided that something had to change. That moment gave birth to his first core concept, the accountability mirror. He wrote down all his goals and uncomfortable truths on sticky notes and placed them on the mirror. Every single day, he forced himself to confront reality. Using this method, he studied and trained relentlessly, losing more than 100 pounds in just 3 months, eventually earning a spot in the Navy SEALs. His training was so brutal that he completed SEAL Hell Week 3 times. Once wasn't enough, he did it 3 times, something almost unheard of. Later, to honor fallen teammates, he ran a 100-mile ultramarathon with no prior preparation. He finished with fractured bones in his feet and his kidneys close to failure, but he finished. In his book, he explains how he used that same mirror to track every insecurity and every daily objective. Each night, he stood in front of it and asked himself one simple question. Did I do what I promised myself today? His goal was brutal honesty, yes or no. According to Goggins, that level of honesty and precise self-accountability made him mentally unbreakable. Alright, David Goggins, you've done something extraordinary. But how much of what you preach is actually true, and how much of it is pure insanity? At a university in the United States, a study was conducted with over 250 participants. Each person wrote down their goals and regularly reported progress to someone else. Another group of 250 people was told to operate freely, without tracking or reporting anything. The results were crystal clear. The group that tracked their goals achieved significantly more than the group that didn't. If you have even a basic level of intelligence, the takeaway here is obvious. Perfect, because now we move on to David Goggins' second principle. David Goggins is, by most standards, completely insane. He believes the mind is strengthened through suffering. Just like calluses form on your hands through hard labor, he argues that the mind hardens through pain. In his own words, the moment you want to quit is the exact moment your mind is being calloused. Physical challenges prepare my mind for whatever life throws at me. After enduring abuse, discrimination, and brutal SEAL training, he began deliberately programming suffering into his daily routine. If it rained, he went running. If it was 113 degrees Fahrenheit, he ran outside anyway, sometimes without water. If his body wanted the couch, he jumped into an ice bath. If he craved junk food, he punished himself with 300 push-ups on an empty stomach. He actively sought out discomfort. In psychology, there's a concept called stress inoculation, introduced by psychologist Donald Meichenbaum in the 1980s and supported by later research. The idea is similar to a vaccine. Controlled exposure to manageable stress can increase resilience to future stress. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that endurance athletes have a significantly higher pain threshold and perceive pain as less intense than non-athletes, likely because they've adapted to repeated physical discomfort. So yes, this principle works, but only to a point. A moderate amount of stress improves performance. Too much stress destroys it. Chronic stress or uncontrollable trauma doesn't build strength, it breaks the mind, leading to anxiety, depression, or PTSD. Personally, I'd rather build discipline and focus through mindfulness than through suffering alone. By now, you've probably realized that David Goggins doesn't just tolerate suffering, he embraces it. He calls this philosophy embrace the suck. If it doesn't hurt, he says, we're not interested. The more uncomfortable a task was, the more aggressively he pursued it. In Never Finished, he explains that every morning he identified the hardest, most unpleasant task of the day and tackled it first to train his mind to stay calm under discomfort. And here's the key insight: changing how you interpret suffering can drastically change performance. A 2018 study published in Psychological Science showed that when people believed stress improved performance, they not only performed better but also showed healthier physiological stress responses. This is cognitive reframing, and Goggins mastered it. During SEAL Hell Week, while others mentally collapsed, he thrived. He laughed, sang military songs, and completely unsettled the instructors. That said, not everyone should or can operate at his level. Serious injuries, trauma, and extreme suffering should never be normalized. But as a general principle, the ability to tolerate discomfort without quitting is a cornerstone of discipline. The final principle is what Goggins calls taking someone's soul, outperforming others so decisively that they mentally surrender. It works, but it relies heavily on external motivation. Science consistently shows that intrinsic motivation, doing something for internal satisfaction, is far more stable than extrinsic motivation. So this principle can be powerful, but it should be used carefully. I highly recommend Can't Hurt Me. It will change how you see hardship. Watch this video again. I guarantee you missed important details the first time. I believe in you, and I believe you can build relentless discipline.